Very good morning to all. In last class we have discussed about introduction to the programming and some basic statements in C language. In this video we would like to discuss about the conditional branching, looping and arrays. This is the content that which we planned in this slide. In branching we have seen if else if, nested if, and in loops we will see for, while, do while, and arrays we will see one dimensional, two dimensional and three dimensional arrays in C language. In last class the topic which we have discussed, introduction to the programming, and this is the link for the video. If you feel any doubts regarding the concepts what we have discussed previously, you check this video. Still you don't understand, check twice or thrice the video and leave your doubts as a comments. Branching. So branching means divisions. Generally, as I said previously, we have a problem. We need to find a solution for that problem. That's our agenda. So problems may be different kind. For example, you want to display something on the screen and you want to add, you want to find addition, you want to find subtraction. Like this we have different problems, and in C language we need to find the solutions for that problems. Generally 2 to 3 students or families may think to go to movie, but among that 2 students or 3 students, one student may feel to go to X movie and some may go to X or some may go to Y. Here we have two options, but finally we will go to the X, somehow based upon the majority or somehow interesting upon other friends, etc. So here we may have two or more options, but finally we need to choose one option. How we will choose that out? Based upon the conditions. In similarly, for this real kind of problems in a programming language, we need to find a solutions as well. That's the branching based on the conditions. If true, we'll execute one statement, true statement. If false, then it will execute false statement. That's how we will do in the branching statements. So we will use the condition. Condition means we need to use the conditional operators. What are the conditional operators? We may check it out whether the particular statement is true or not. Again, logical operators, true or not. We will go for relational operators, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to. Like that, with the help of the relational operators and with the help of the logical operators and, are, not, we will check the conditions. So based upon the conditions, the output may be a true or false. If it is true, true statement will be executed. If it is false, false statement may be executed. Let's see the first conditional statement, if. So for any programming language, we need, the difference is only the syntax and semantics. Solution may be same in C or in Java or in Python, but syntax will be the different. Syntax means set of rules, how to use it out. Semantics means meaning of that particular statements. Like that, we need to know the rules and meanings of each and every statement what we're trying to put in a different languages. So if you want to use a if statement in a C language, we have a syntax like if, condition, open and close bracket, statements. The true statement. Example may be if a equal to 4, printf a value. Here only we will print a value if value of a is 4. If you give input value as 2 means this will not work. This is the if statement. In the if statement we have only one block. That block is true block. There is no any false block. That is the drawback of here. Whenever there is a true condition, only this statement can be executed. What about the false statements? This if statement will not caring about the false statements. To overcome that, we need to go for the other like if else. Here the syntax may be like if condition to statement else false statement. This is the syntax in the C for if and else. So example will be like if a equal to 4, what we do? We will print percentage d a value. If for example if a equal to 5 means we will print the else statement printf not required value. This is the way of if else statement. Here we concentrating both the true part and false part, because generally in real time we have both the parts, true part and f false. In some cases maybe only true part. There are some situations where only true part will concentrated, where some situations where true part and false part will be concentrated. So depending upon our real time problem, we need to choose if statement or if else statement. If is only for true, if else is for both true and false statement. This is the syntax and semantics and example program. And one more thing, else if. In if statement will execute only one condition, but in real time we may have two or more conditions. When there are two or more conditions at that time, how we can able to handle it means with the help of a else if. For example, the syntax may be like if condition 1, two statements. If this condition fails, we will check else if condition 2, again true statement, then finally else. This is the syntax for the else if statement. If you see here, we may have two or more condition statements. If condition 1 get true, these statements will be executed. If this is false means again it will check this condition. Then if it is true, these statements will be executed. If both the conditions are false means else part will be executed. This is how the else if will be done. So what may be the example program means if a equal to 4, printf a value. If a equal to other than 4 means what we need to do? Again we will check else if a equal to 6, printf percentage d. Here I am interested only on a equal to 4 and a equal to 6. If other than a equal to 4 means, then automatically will go to the else part. Printf not required value. This is how we will use the else if statement. If we have more than one condition, two or more conditions means how we can check with the help of the else if. This may called as else if ladder, like that. So if can check only with one condition, true part. If else, one condition, both true and false part. Else if two or more conditions, both true and false. This is how we need to analyze the problem. Based on the problem, we need to use it out. And we have the concept is nested if. Nested means if within other if. For example, we have a if statement, condition 1. This is the if statement. Again, inside if, we may have other conditional statement, anything, maybe condition 2. Here what we say, this is the if statement 1. Again, we have one more if statement 2. So one statement within other statement, one conditional statement within other conditional statement, then it is called as nested if. It may be if, it may be inside the if, or if else, or else if. Anything can be within it. Within the thing we need to put it out, then it will be called as nested if. This is the conditional statements, if statements, branching statements. We may call different things, because this all will work with all these things, with condition, with branching, and with if statement, like that. That is the conditional statements. Now we going for loops or iterative statements. Loops or iterative statements means we do the repeated actions every day, getting early in the morning, going to school, studying, coming back to home, playing. Like this, we will do some works repeatedly. So for that works, we need to declare again and again. With one statement, we can do repeatedly executing that same statement. How means with the help of the concept called loops. We will see what are the loops we have. We have for loop. We may have loops like for, while, do while. These are the iterative or looping statements. In the for, what is a for now? The syntax of for will be variable I equal to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. This is syntax for that. Here is the statements. So this is the for iterative statement or for loop statement. If you see here, we have three things here. 1, 2, 3. This may call as increment or decrement statement. This is the condition. This is the initialization. Initialization means we are asking to start. We may think of this as a start. We are starting here. When we need to stop executing these statements repeatedly, this is the statements we'll execute repeatedly, one after the same statement will be executed. When I equal to 0 till I less than 10 till 9, this may call as stop condition. This is a starting point, stopping point. How we are switching from I equal to 0 and I equal to 1 and I equal to 2 means with the help of the incremental or statement. For example, I equal to 0, I plus plus means meaning is I equal to I plus 1. So here I value is 0, so it will become I equal to 0 plus 1, I equal to 1, and I equal to 1 plus 1, I equal to 2. Like it continuously go to the I equal to 9, I equal to 1, I equal to 2, I equal to 9. When I equal to 10, this will stop it using this statement and comes out of the loop. This is the first statement. We need to use these three things. Let me write one example program. We need to use a for. I am initializing I equal to 0. I want to print I less than 5, and I want to increment that. I just want to printf %d comma I value. That's it. So I am declare as int I. So this all statement should be in the main condition. So now what will be the output here? First I equal to 0 means true. It will execute this one. So I value will be 0. Then it will increments 0 plus it will become 1. 1 is less than 5. So true. So it displays 1. Then 2 is less than 5. 2, 3, so on like that till 4. When 5 less than 5, it is false. So it comes out of the for loop. It comes out of the for loop and it produces the output this one. This is how we will use the for loop. Here we have only one statement printf, but we executed the statement how many times? 5 times. This is how within one statement we can perform the actions repeatedly. This is the first statement. Then we go for one more iterative statement, while statement. The syntax will be like while condition first initialization I equal 0. I mean the statements. That's it. Here we make you so increment or decrement. Loops may have three things: starting, ending, increment or decrement. Starting means initialization, condition when it should stop, increment or decrement operator. So previous program can be written in while. How? I am initializing here. I am saying the condition I less than 5 and I am printing the I value and I am incrementing the I value. So I need to put this thing in the main because C program execution will start from main. So this is the while loop. So output will be first it will I equal to 0. First checks I less than 5. It's true or false? True. Then come to here. It displays the I value. I value is 0. It is 0. Now 0 will become plus 1. 1. Then it checks again 1 less than 5. True. Comes here, prints 1. 1 will become 2. Again it checks. Till 4 it will continuously process the things. Here are the thing is the while loop. And next statement may be a do while statement. What is the thing between while and do while? Difference between while and do while means at least once the condition will be executed in do statement, because without checking the condition we are trying to printing it. Check here. First we are initializing it, then we are printing straight away without checking the condition whether the condition true or false. At least once the body will be executed in the do while loop. This is the body. This will be executed once. There may be some situations where we need to execute the statements without checking any condition once. Then based upon the conditions we need to check the things. This is the do while statement. So do, we need to execute the statement once, then it will increment and it will check whether the condition is true. If it is true means then again go to here. If it is false means it come back here. This is how the for loop, while loop and do while loop will execute the operations looply or iteratively. We need to use these statements based upon our requirement. Next is arrays. Array is a collection of similar data elements. Why we have the array concept means, for example, I want to declare. I want to print the numbers or declare 7 8 variables of numericals. For example, let me go with example. I want to display the numbers 1 2 3 4 till 100. So how many variables I require? I may initialize a equal to 1, b equal to 2, c equal to 3, d equal to 4, so on. Maybe z equal to 26. But I want display 27, 28, 29. How? What can be the variables? To overcome this drawback, what we will use means arrays. With the help of the concept indexing, but it should be a similar data elements. As we see in data types may be what? Int, char, float. This integer may be 1 comma 2 comma 3, char may be ab variable symbols, floating value may be the decimal numbers 2.3, 4.3. If the data is same, in my example the data is same, integer data, at that time I can able to use the arrays. So array is a collection of similar data elements. So data should be the same. At that time what we declare an array means, generally we will declare a variable as int a. Array should be declared with index. This is an array. The meaning of this is a is a variable which is storing the values of a equal to 0, a equal to 1, a equal to 2, so on, a equal to n. In the a equal to 0, in this example value will be 1, a equal to 1 value will be 2, a equal to 2 value will be 3, so on. Like this, a equal to 4, the value, the a equal to n, the value will be n. This is how with one variable a, name is a, we can go for hundreds or thousand things. How? We have the concept of indexing. How we differentiating the variables from one to other means with the help of indexing. This is how the array concept is can be used. Let me say one example of arrays. I am declaring an array int a of size n. With the help of a scanf, you can take n value, that may be 100. You can take the each and every values as well. Percentage d comma a of I, for example, ampersand I will put here a for loop for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. This is how I can take the input here. First I value is what? 0. So a of 0, with the help of scanf I can initialize as 4. Then again iterative. I equal to 0, I value will become 1. A of 1 I can give value as 5. Again a of 2 I can give value as 6. Like this you can able to take the input values. If you want to print that print value means, again you should use I less than n, I plus plus, and printf percentage c comma d comma a of I. This whole thing we will put in the void main. Now the output will be as 4 5 6. First time we will print a of 0 value, it is 4. Then we will print a of 1 value, it is 5. Then we will print a of 2 value, it is 6. Like that continuously we can able to take the input, and with the help of the scanf and we can print the output with the help of the printf by using the loops concept. That may be a for loop or while loop or do while, anything you can able to use and do it out. These are the things. So I have mentioned here arrays, one dimensional, two dimensional and multi-dimensional. In a real time we have different dimensional data. Here we have discussed only one dimension here. So how you can able to handle with different dimensional data means we will declare as multi-dimensional int a, one second dimension, first dimension, second dimension. Example may be like we will put m and n. This is for row, this is for column. For example, you want to perform addition of matrix means matrix A will be 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the place value here? 0, 1, 0, 1. So 0, 0 value is 3, 0, 0 value is 3, 0, 1 value is 4. Again 1, 0 value is 1, 0 value is 5. Again 1, 1 value is 6. So here 1, 0, 0 means we have two things here. 0, 0 means again 0, 0. Like this we can able to declare two-dimensional array. 3 means we will use one more dimension 3. So for this we will use one for loop, for this we will use one for loop, for this we will use one more for loop. There's a nested for loops. So in this class I am just give idea about branching, loops and arrays. To get working with this one, we need to work with number of example programs. Pick the real-time problems and solve it out. Already in my website vikramnirgatti.com I have given number of C programming questions, C programming, different problems, different programs, and in Google as well you can find most of the things. Here I would like to give brief of each and everything in the one video. Once again I am summarizing. Branching, it will help with the help of the conditions and relational operators. So we may have different statement like if else, else if and nested if. If means it check only one condition, true part. If else, one condition, true false and false part. Else if, two or more conditions, both true and false. Nested if means within these three things any one more thing should be there. That's called a nested if. That is a branching statements, two or more. Two-way conditional, we call it as two-way communication, multi-way communication, like that. And loops. Loops we have for, while, do, while, where we can able to execute one statement again and again. So here mainly we need to initialize, condition, and iterate or decrement statement, and then body of the loop, like this. As I said, arrays, it may be a one-dimensional or two-dimensional or three-dimensional collection of similar data elements. This video just give you the direction. If you want to learn more about that, in next class we will discuss about these things, one more thing, and you yourself practice with the loop and you revise once again these all things. So any questions you can let me know about these R statements. You can send mail as well to me personally here, vikramnirgatti@gmail.com, and in my website you can find more material on C and other languages as well. This is my YouTube channel. Once I completed this class I will upload this thing in the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it out. If you feel still doubt, you check the video twice and thrice and leave a comment, etc. And the hard copy, soft copy of materials will be in the SlideShare LinkedIn profile. Feel free to contact me for any doubts. Thank you. See you in next class. Bye bye.